Hello to everyone guys, my name is Anirudh Sachin Bajaj and I am your teacher at Bajaj classes. So today this is our 15th lecture on the history second chapter, that is nationalism in India. So today's our topic is how participants for the movement. So in the previous video we saw that how Mahatma Gandhi ji went to the London, Britain for this second roundtable conference, and when he come back to the India, he saw that Abdul Jafar Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru are in jail, and Congress had been issued illegal, and many more things which had been done illegal or wrong with the Indians. Now, and Mahatma Gandhi ji had relaunched the civil disobedience movement. Now we will see that what happened and how the people now again saw the civil disobedience movement. So, in the first civil disobedience movement, the people saw it very goodly, and many people, actually all the people of the India, came to and attended and participated in the civil disobedience movement. Now, how participants saw the movement. Now, it has three parts. In two sections, there are two parts, and in one, there is a movement part. Now, first is countryside. In countryside, we will read about rich farmers, landlords, and poor peasants. Countryside means villages. So, to make you understand better, this is done that countryside has two parts: rich farmers and landlords, rich farmers and poor peasants, and in the towns we have industrialized and industrial workers. This industrialized is the industrial owners. Now, industries owner. Now, and in the last there is a section of women. Now, we will learn about the countryside. First is rich farmers, landlords. So, what rich farmers or landlords want? Now, high revenue. So, this is the reasons. These are the reasons that what is the meaning of Swaraj for them, what they actually wanted by the civil disobedience movement. So, this is high revenue. So, they had to pay a lot of revenue to the government, colonial government. So they wanted to be released out, so that they had not to, or a small amount has to be paid. Now, down prices of agriculture goods. The second reasons why they cannot pay the high revenue, because at that time there was the economic depression, and that's why the price of the agriculture goods is also get down. Now, movement against government. Now, against these things that they don't want to pay high revenue, means they don't want, actually the rate of interest is also high in the revenue of government, and the amount is also high. That's why they have started movement against government, the civil disobedience movement. In the first civil disobedience movement, they have they have they have accepted, or they have participated very widely in a wide range, but in the second they have slowed down. They think that in the first civil disobedience movement, the prices or the revenue had not been revised, had not been slowed down. That's why they think that they always called a halt to the movement. This is not of use. That's why means people participated in the second movement, but less people than the first movement. Now, what is the meaning of Swaraj for these rich farmers, landlords? The meaning of the Swaraj for the rich farmers or landlords is against high revenue. Means if the revenue is slowed down or is dismissed, then the meaning of Swaraj is accepted by the rich farmers or landlords. Now we will see in the countryside poor peasants. Now, poor peasants, they have two problems. First is high revenue, and second is unpaid rent. Now, high revenue same as the high revenue here. High revenue. Now here high revenue is the revenue which is taken by the government and the taken by the rich peasants also. So, if actually the Congress didn't support the poor peasants, I will tell the reason why later. First is high revenue. Second, what the problem poor peasants have, unpaid rent to landlords should be dismissed. Now, they have taken, poor peasants are taking houses or farms at rent from the rich farmers, landlords. Here it is mentioned landlords, and there was a many months rent which is not paid yet, and the peasants, poor peasants, want it to be let it be free or dismissed. So this was the second problem. Now radical movement. So radical movement. So whatever actually the peasants, poor peasants are very radical. They if they will do anything, they will only do in a radical way. So they are radical. Now the reasons why Congress don't support, why Congress don't want to support these poor peasants is that if we release this high revenue, from whom did this high revenue poor peasants had taken? They had taken from the rich farmers. Now, if they release this high revenue, if they dismiss the high revenue, then the rich farmers will get angry from Congress. And if they will get angry from Congress, they will also don't come to civil disobedience movement. Now, what happened? Actually, here it is mentioned that they are radical. Poor peasants are radical, and they will only make violence every time in the movement. So Mahatma Gandhi ji, or the ideology of Mahatma Gandhi ji and Congress is Satyagraha, that only non-violence. So these are not as well as good. You can say that for the Congress, as they are radical, or if they if Congress dismiss high revenue or the government dismiss high revenue, then the farmers will be a loss, and unpaid rent will be also a loss for the rich farmers, and rich farmers gives a fund for the Congress at the elections time. Now we will read about towns. So we see here in countryside, these both first and second means rich farmers and poor peasants are appropriate of them. Means one don't want to share these things to others. If the high revenue is released or dismissed, then the rich farmers will gain a loss, and if the unpaid rent is released, then also rich farmers will gain a loss. So this is all in the countryside. Now we will learn about towns. So what happens in towns? Now we had two parts in towns. First is industrialized, the owner of the industries. Second is industrial workers, the workers or employers of the industries. Now first industrialized wanted protection. Now from whom they want protection? Actually, at the First World War time, what happened? The industries of Britain, America, they are making weapons. Means the main focus was on making weapons. So at that time, we are a colony of Britain, and at this time also we are a colony of Britain. But at that time, we are having increased profit in industries, because the Britain, America, they are all making weapons and other things for the fight war, and they have no. Now we will see in the section of towns. So there are two parts in the section of towns. First is industrialized and second is industrial workers. So industrialized means the owner of the industries. So in the owner of the industries, now we will read that they wanted protection. So from whom they wanted protection? They wanted protection of the imported goods, which are imports from the outsiders like Britain. Foreign goods, you can say that foreign goods they wanted protection from. So why they wanted protection from foreign goods? Actually, there is a story behind this. At the First World War, when the First World War was going on between 1914 and 1919, the industries of Britain and America are only working on the making of the weapons and other things which are necessary between the army and the war, like weapons, food, and many more things which is necessary for the war. So they are making this. At that time, the Indians get a very much profit. Which profit is that? They have make a profit in industries. They are making their own things and is selling them, so they get a profit. Now what happened? If they make a profit, so at that time they are at a good stage. So from that time they are making a good profit, they are making money. But um, this is a thing that Britishers or the colonial government had taken such measures. We have also read that they had taken many measures that we cannot make such industrial means our India's growth and our own country's growth we cannot make in such a high amount and sell them officially. So these all measures have been taken as uh, to make our profit crash. So this is from what they wanted protection. So what they want that um, we have to ban these measures which is taken by the government, or we just pull out the colonial government of British from the India and we will become independent. So their main motive of Swaraj is for their profit, for their money. Now for this they have formed many organization also. The one organization name is FICCI, FICCI of 1927. Now these are some names of these um, personalities, or you can say that companies or organization which are working at that time. One is G.D. Birla and the second is Purushottam Das B. So this is in industrialized. Now we will learn the second part of the towns, that is industrial workers. So what happened with the industrial workers, that what are the aspiration or what are the ideology of industrial worker. Actually in this whole second civil disobedience or whole chapter, the ideology or you can say that aspiration or the demands are oppressive, against and different in each other. That the aspirations or demands of countryside towns women's are means women's does not have a particular demand, but all have different demands. So in industrial workers, owners and workers don't have same opinion. So it is stated in the NCERT also that industrialized and industrial workers don't have same opinion, and it is obviously that they cannot have same opinion, as if we fulfill anyone's demand, then the other one will be, you can say that will be sad of us or will be angry of us, and they will be disappointed with us. Because so taking this, the Congress is not very, means the industrial workers are not on the priority of the Congress, because actually in the election means whatever the Congress is doing, the civil disobedience movement, boycott, whatever they are doing, it is a good work. But whenever, but the thing is that for anything, for civil disobedience, no boycott, money is needed. So that money comes from this industrialized, this industry's owner. So after if they fulfill these demands, industrial workers demand. So what are the demands of industrial workers? These demands are that low time, low working hours and high wages. And industrialized want that they have to pay less wages to the workers and they hide working hours. So this is oppressive. This is oppressive of all. And if we fulfill these demands, then industrial will be disappointed with the Congress, and they will now and not anymore will give them funds. So that's why the Congress is not in the industrial workers are not in the priority of the Congress. So actually in the first movement, first civil disobedience movement, everyone is participating in the wide range. But in the second civil disobedience movement, everyone is participating in a less wide range, because someone who is participating due to the Gandhi's view. What is Gandhi's view? Gandhi's view is the Satyagraha, Swaraj, or you can say that to pull out of the British out of the India. Now this is all in this terms. Now we will learn about movement. So what happened in movement? First is manufacture salt. Second, due to Gandhi's views. So actually in this Gandhi's era, this first means civil disobedience movement is the first movement in which women have been participated. So when was the first participation of women had in manufacturing salt. When in salt march or Dandi march, when Gandhiji had manufactured salt, now it is the duty of the people of India to make salt independently and demonstrate in front of the salt factories. So women had done that. Now women was that women said that this is their second duty. Second meaning in Hindi is dhamik. This is their second duty. Now the women are participating with the Gandhi View. Gandhi View. Here also we saw that Swaraj means Swaraj Satyagrah, or you can say that to pull out of the British out of the India. Now who is participating? Means women in countryside. In countryside, the women from rich farmers or landlords are coming, and in towns the women from rich families or someone who is rich in money or do have um, house family, so that women are coming. So this is all in this lecture. We saw about how participants saw the movement. So this is all in this lecture. In the next lecture we'll show about the more things about the second civil disobedience movement, more groups, social groups and their aspiration. So this is all in this lecture. Please like, share, subscribe and comment and